a state championship is a moment of triumph, validation for the sacrifice, sweat, and resilience it takes to reach the top. But what happens when the peak is followed by a fall? When the expectation of repeating that glory slips away, leaving behind doubt, frustration, and the question, what now? This series isn't just about wrestling, it's about a mindset. It's about the mental battles that follow loss and the champions who decide to rise again.
All right, you guys, sorry for the wait. We are back on another episode of Wrestling with Defeat. Beyond the Mat, Wrestling with Defeat. We're on episode 3. Today, we got a special guest here, and he drove a little ways. I'm appreciative of him coming, but this man's got a great story. He started off in high school hot, sophomore year hot, and then just had a little shortcomings his junior year, but then his senior year, we got state 1 week away. He's been priming, he's been ready. I want to get a little bit of his backstory for those of you guys don't know. If you don't know, you should know. There's not too many of us that have a little bit of darker melanin in our skin that are doing well. So, I just have to shout that out because he's in a rare group, and he's putting Washington on the map, representing for the culture, all that kind of good stuff. So anyways, Dom, you're here. I like to say I saw you doing pretty well middle school, right? Mm-hmm. That's kind of the first time you kind of got on my radar. I knew your brother. We talked. I seen him coming up. Talk a little bit about when you started realizing you enjoy the sport and you're going to have success.
Well, I guess when I really started enjoying the sport was probably 6th grade. That's when I started going to competitions outside of Washington, and I started hitting up national tournaments. And in the beginning, 6th grade, I didn't start out like normal kids. I didn't start out because my dad always wanted me to be great. Mm-hmm. So he didn't start me out like normal. After like the 5th, 6th grade league year, he said, I'm not going to any more Washington tournaments, and we hit national tournaments for the rest of the time. I was fortunate enough to get an opportunity to wrestle for a great national dual team, POWA, out of Colorado.
Yeah.
And that really set me up on the national stage. I was, every 2-3 weeks, I would travel out, like, from 6th to 8th grade, I'd travel out to, like, Ohio, Pennsylvania, with this, my national team, POWA, and I would get national exposure like that. So that's how I knew I really enjoyed wrestling, because I was winning and I was beating these good kids back in middle school.
Yeah. So, man, that's great to hear, because a lot of our athletes out here, everybody that's watching, that's coming up, that's trying to be good, they don't understand the importance of getting exposed to better competition, right? You got to be battle tested. Mm-hmm. Even if you're going out there and you're not winning every match, but you're battling with hammers, right? And then, like you said, you started beating people that were hammers, right? Then you become the hammer and you start hammering them down, right? And so, would you say that helped you with your confidence?
Absolutely. I mean, you beat a good kid, and now you're that good kid.
Exactly. So you're going forward. Well, I want to say this right away, because a lot of our kids, they don't like to work out hard and get stronger, right? And so, once again, when I used to see you when you were younger, you was already kind of put together. Muscles I was like, man, that's a bad dude right there. But from a young age, I think you took working out and lifting and doing your exercises pretty serious. Can you just talk about that a little bit and how you kind of got into that?
Well, my dad was a military drill sergeant.
Okay.
So he really instilled that like work ethic in me.
Yeah.
So my dad would run me through like military like drill tested training, and he would put me through that through a young age. And he really taught me to push like mental barriers. I mean, in the beginning I'd be crying. I said I don't want to do this, and my dad would he'd keep making me work out after a hard practice. He would make me work out on top of that, just to not only to build like strength and like stamina and like resilience, but it also built mental toughness into me.
Yeah. And so when you had those days where like, man, I don't want to do it, right? What was your driving motivation? Well, obviously you got your dad, and you're not gonna say no to dad. Right? 100%. I had that dad. Same thing, right? What do you mean? No, you're gonna go out, you're gonna run, you're gonna do these push-ups and pull-ups. But when it got tough, what was your drive to keep going? Or was that even a thing? Did it even get tough? It was just like push through.
After every workout, I'll think, like, what am I doing and what is my opponent doing? And that would drive me every single day to, be better than this opponent that,
Yeah. Just going that extra mile, and I'm sure, like, as you started understanding the process, right, and you were getting those results, that reinforced that work ethic, that made it be like, I'm doing this, and I'm seeing the results, and that just continued, right? And so I always tell kids a lot of times, if you're having results because of the process, right, the training, or you have that pops that's on you, workout, doing this, and then you're going to these tournaments and you're having success, you believe it now, and your confidence is going up. So let's fast forward a little bit. Freshman year, right, you go in, you dominate, right? I want to relive these moments, because when you're freshman, you're at Orting, right? You're already on a great team with a great support system, and you're hitting great tournaments. Did you kind of go in expecting to just win a state title right away?
Yeah, my freshman year coming into the high school program, I did kind of expect to win through my freshman year. I don't know, coming from 8th grade, I was probably the top of my game. I went to a lot of national tournaments, and like the kids that I was wrestling in 8th grade, they would go to their state and they win their state tournament, and I was right there with them. So freshman year, I was definitely confident about how I'd do.
Yeah. And so once again, you guys, he comes out freshman phenom, right? He's already been putting in the work. That's the thing. Like, you're already steps ahead of competition when you've already been wrestling top competition all the time. Like, when you go to the state tournament and you're like, man, this kid's so good, right? Or they're dominating. It's because they've been putting in all that extra work in the off season, right? You guys don't understand the process. They just see the results, right? And so, bam, you go out, you kill it. Sophomore year, you go out and kill it again. Was there any pressure going into sophomore year? Like, kids kind of fold under pressure. Like, I was a state champ, and I have the pressure now. I'm on the top. Everybody sees me. Maybe they already saw you, but you're coming again, and you have that pressure to repeat. You go out there, and it's just effortless, and you repeat again, right? And so what was that process like, and how were you able to handle the pressure, if you even felt it, or do you live for it? Speak on that.
Absolutely, there's pressure. I mean, no one wants to be a one and done, obviously. So being a multiple time state champ was obviously the goal. The pressure really was my school. From Orting, we get a lot of state champs, multiple time state champs, and I know a one-time state champ is cool, but I wasn't striving to be a one-time state champ at Orting. I wanted multiple, and there's obviously a lot of pressure to win multiple, especially with our Orting program.
Yeah.
It's just like we got so many successful people, and you just want to match that.
Yeah, and so you're going and you're at a program like Orting once again. Your atmosphere helps you have that success, your workout partners, all these things. As you're progressing and you're going year by year, once again, we're in sophomore year, you dominate, you win another state title. What is, like, your thought process moving forward the junior year? Like, you feel like you're doing enough, but I always tell kids, when you win more, it's never enough, right? You're on top. Right here, you're beating a lot of people, but on top of it, you're still going to national tournaments, right? You're going to Fargo. I remember, I think it was your sophomore or freshman year, I was able to witness you there, and you had some success, but you also, didn't have some success. And a big thing I always want to tell kids and get in their minds is, when you don't have a little bit of success because you're hitting these big tournaments, what keeps you motivated? How do you come back from a loss?
Mentally, it's different for everybody, but
Mm-hmm.
in my mental state and what has been instilled in me is to be better. I mean, it's like, to go out there, obviously have fun, but it's to not lose.
Yeah.
I mean, losing is the worst.
Yeah.
And when I go out there, everything's running in my head, but losing is just like the top of thing.
Yeah.
And like I have a thing about losing, and I hate it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I can't explain it, but losing to me it's a nightmare. I mean, I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah. And so, okay, pushing forward, because I'm going to go back into this part, right? Obviously, your junior year, you go against a tough competitor, and the results aren't what you want. After that defeat, you're a two-time state champ, you're returning finalist. What is your process after that? Meaning, like, well, one, you got to deal with it mentally, right? Once again, you talked about it earlier, your dad building your mental strength and all that. And, you were on a platform. A lot of people were watching that match. And I know it's hard to kind of go back to it. But, man, I tell you, if you had a dad like me, like I know your dad's probably similar, like it was like those matches was the fuel, right? And it hurts, man. I've been there. I've been cheated. I've gone through some things that I'm just like, I know my dad told me, but I didn't think it was going to happen, right? And so I know you understand that feeling. To build that mental strength and to say, okay, this loss was a loss and it was a defeat and maybe a lot of people were watching. Talk to us about, once again, because I want to stretch you a little bit, how you come back from that and what's your training increase? Like, are you studying film more? Like, because we always tell our kids these things, but they don't understand, like, great people know how to lose and learn and apply and have differences in the future, right? So talk to us about how after that loss, how you felt, obviously, and then how you push forward.
Well, after the loss, it was overwhelming disappointment. Like, in myself, and just, I guess afterwards, it was, like, embarrassment.
Yeah.
I knew I could have done better, and I knew I could have tried better.
Yeah.
And I knew in my head, in that match, I gave up.
Okay.
And that's something I never want to go through again. I never want to go through a match and give up ever again. I guess the moments after that, it was coming to terms with not living out my goal.
Okay.
Of being, a four-timer or whatever. And I guess the preparation from getting over that and the resolve was, it just keep that in the back of my head every single time I'm doing something. Just every single time I'm trying to every single time I wake up and think like I can't work out, I'm too sore.
Yeah.
I just think about that match.
I'm gonna pause you for a second, okay? Look, because I gotta stop here. All right, a lot of you guys have these excuses, okay? Like you said, I'm too sore. I don't want to do it today. I'm feeling some type of way. Your fuel is your trauma, right? Can we say it? Your fuel is your trauma. Don't forget. That's what helps you not make the same mistakes. That's what helps you work harder that next year, put 10 toes down, and continue to finish every sprint, every rep, and you thinking about it. Am I right? What do you think, right? We thinking about those things. And so, okay, because people need to hear this, all right? Kids gone through the same kind of things, and they've gone through defeat, and they hit that semi-slide or whatever, the things that they can't come back from it. And so what would you say are some strategies? Right, you lost. You got to get your head back up. You're still in the tournament, right? You lost to the semis. What are your strategies for like staying in it?
the strategy is to push to results that you won't be mad at. I mean,
yeah.
obviously losing's not the best, but if you lose and give up, and you have to look back at that and then realize I gave up and I could have done so much more.
Yeah.
So you have to think back that loss, how it makes you felt, and then come back to that and use that as fuel and motivations for the matches coming up.
Yeah.
Just like, you know.
So your coping is being able to understand to finish strong, right? If you just go out like a sucker, you know, you're like, damn, that kid, he was good, but he lost, and then he just lost again. Like, you're a senior, and a lot of people that I've had on, this is only episode 3, but all of them have been seniors, and they realize, like, college coaches are looking. You never know who's watching, right? And so you got to pick that head back up, especially if it's not the finals, right? It's a semis or whatever. You got to handle yourself with composure, and you got to pick your head back up. That's what college coaches look for, right? They're looking for somebody that can handle things and still go through a tear and be, I can't wait to wrestle that person again, right? Those mentalities, like, once again, through this series, it's about, I want to hear your mentalities and also go through, how do we overcome something and still be great? The greatest have lost. I think I spoke to that earlier. Everybody knows Michael Jordan. My man was JV, right? They didn't put him on varsity in high school, yet he's one of the greatest of all time, right? He was able to put his reps out, work hard, right? And continue, like you said earlier, that's the fuel. When you do lose, it makes you greater, right? And I want kids to kind of understand the different perspective of losing, right? Winning is great, and I hate losing, but sometimes losing would wake me up. It would make me win those championship matches that maybe people didn't see me winning, right? But it's like, what we do when people aren't watching, right? We're grinding, and some people, they taking off. They're not doing the extra rep. They're in the room. So there's these kids that are in the room. They're just there. Then there's little kids that have purpose, right? Why is that kid so much better than me? It's because he's in there and he's asking questions. He's working on things that he needs to improve on, thinking about his trauma, right? You forget too early, right? And they always get asked, because as a coach, I'm like, Coach, how do you remember that loss? It's because I felt that trauma too. I don't want to see you not have success. Okay, so anyways, senior year, right? You're here. You've been rolling, and you have, once again, a great support system, parents, fans, your team, Orting, teammates, all that matters. Talk about that a little bit. Does that matter?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, the support system is what carries you through.
Yeah, you're good. Come on.
The support system is what carries you through, like, everything in your career.
Yeah.
A stable support system brings out the best in you.
Yeah.
And a great support system can beat pretty much anything.
Yeah.
I mean, when you got great coaches, they can help you improve on techniques that you need to improve on. When you got great partners, they help you, like, first of all, work hard, and then second of all, they help you improve on your skills while you're improving on their skills. And just, you know, it's reciprocating, it bounces back and forth. And when you got great partners like that, it's, you know, it makes you 10 times better than what you, if you didn't have a great support system like that.
And so once again, you have not only your state champ, multiple state champ, returning finalist, but you're on a team that's got state titles as well. Okay, look, right? A team that wins together grows together, and that's important. So you guys that are listening that have, you know, it's okay to have individual state titles, but to have a team or a great partner, and you guys are in it together, you're traveling together, it's lonely at the top. But if you got a good support system, families, parents, get more engaged with your kids, be there with them, help them be great. Like you were saying about your dad pushed you and helped. He didn't wrestle for you, but he helped you be great, right? And we got to be thankful for these people that are in our lives that are helping us through our journey. And so, once again, senior year, right? You've been killing it. You went to Doc B. Doc B is a great tournament. You had some lumps there. You told me you made it to the blood rounds but didn't quite cut it. But talk about a little bit about that competition and how you grew from that.
Yeah, obviously the competition at Doc B is, the best you're gonna get.
Pause for a second, sorry, keep thinking about it. So if you guys don't know what Doc B is, okay, Doc B is one of the hands down best tournaments in California. It's better than our state meet by far, easily. And so the competition is like national level. California kids, it's more than California kids, but they're no problem. But the Orting team, they went down there and they always want a piece of that competition. So go ahead, continue. Sorry for interrupting.
Obviously at Doc B, that's the competition that you're gonna see nationally, and it's the best competition that you're gonna get in high school. Obviously, Doc B is a great tournament, and how I handled that is that I wrestled the number 13th guy in the country, and that was my that was my round of 16 match, and I obviously wanted to win that, and then I ended up falling short. Just shot a sloppy takedown, and he comes behind me and gets his 3 points. But handling Doc B was, honestly, my goal was to place, but I ended up falling short of that. But I think it is the fact that I was able to be exposed to those nationally ranked kids, and the fact that I'm having these nationally ranked kids like nervous about my shot, nervous about what I can do. Had me feeling I'm right there with them.
Yeah. I think that's a huge thing, being able to, once again, you're getting battle tested. I'm a big anime fan. I don't know if you watch anime, but
absolutely,
it's always about, if I don't got a formidable opponent, how come I get stronger? Right? I'm training, but then I'm staying in the local tournaments. Of course, you should dominate the local tournaments, but you're never gonna evolve if you don't go out there and you seek the best of the best. Kyle Larkin, I don't know if you know Kyle Larkin. I'm kind of a fan, but he has this thing called chasing the rankings, right? And it's just like, I'm not there yet. I'm trying to be somebody, but I can't be somebody if I don't beat somebody, right? Does that make sense? And so once again, that battle tested, that's going to help you with your evolution. So earlier we spoke on we're 1 week out from the state meet. All that you've learned from freshman, sophomore, junior year, going into senior state meet, you're putting it all together. Is there any differences senior year compared to the rest, and are you coming with the complete package, or what's going on through your mind as you come to your final state meet?
Okay. Yeah. What I've really focused my senior year was refining my style. What I mean by that is, like, I look back to my juniors, seniors, and junior, sophomore, freshman year, and I look and I pick apart the best attributes of those years, and I just mold them all together, and I put that all into my senior year. I work on the styles that is best equipped to beat everybody now, and not just certain people. Going through all my years, I realized that the style I had now, or the style I had then, wasn't going to be the style I could work with and beat the best people that I'm going to wrestle. And really, it was about refining the style that is suitable to me and that can beat the best people that I wrestle.
Yeah, I like that, and I'm looking forward to watching you at the state meet. As we kind of conclude this, first of all, thank you, man, for coming out and doing this with me. You don't understand how powerful this is. I like to spread a great message. Are you thinking about wrestling in college?
Absolutely.
Okay. What's your thoughts for college? What's your what are you most excited about for college?
I think it's the opportunity to wrestle new people. Obviously, there's gonna be some great guys that I wrestle in college, and I'm looking forward and excited to seeing that. Who's the best, and how can I beat them?
I know you're going to get a part of a great program, and you're going to continue to evolve. That's what it's all about anyways. Getting to that next level, having continuous growth. Growth never stops. That's a big quote of mine. if you could give any advice to anybody that's watching this, preparing for the state meet, what would you give them? What would you say?
Honestly, it's all about mindset. If you go into a match thinking you're going to lose, you're going to lose that match. And that's just the truth. You got to go into a match, even if the odds are stacked against you, you got to go into a match thinking you're going to win, because that's the only way you can win. And it's about persevering. I mean, what I mean by that is you got to go through every match. You got to go through every match thinking, I can beat this kid. Even if you in your heart of hearts don't think you can, you gotta have something in the back of your head telling you, I can beat this kid.
Yeah, so you guys, you've heard it from Dom Tom here. Don't let the self-doubt creep in your mind, because if that happens, you've already lost the match, right? No matter who it is, go out there with confidence. Go out there with, I've got nothing to lose. I'm only trying to gain. Even if I lose, I learn. But I ain't going to go out there like no sucker once again. I'm not going to go out there like this person's nationally ranked, this blah, 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 blah. You've already lost once you go in there. Why do you work so hard? Why do you listen to your coaches? Why do you step on that mat? You're trying to find joy in the sport, right? Overcoming a loss, growing, getting battle tested, traveling all over the world to get the best of the best competition. You know, that is something that you should strive for in the sport. If you're not growing, where are you going, right? And so these are just things that are super powerful. Once again, you guys, we are just finished up an episode of Beyond the Mat, Wrestling with Defeat. Dom Tom, the one and only. I look forward to watching him at the state meet, trying to get that 3rd state title. I believe he's going to get it. I'm confident he's going to get it, and I'm excited for him to get it. You've shared a lot of great knowledge today. You got any else thing to say before we close it out?
I guess trust the training, trust the process. You worked hard for a reason, so use that hard work to accomplish your goals.
Wrestling with Defeat, we out. I look forward to episode 4. Thank you guys, and tune in next time for the next episode. Yes.